Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Dayhawk, and tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Geats, episode 47, The True Kamen Rider. This episode was good, but it could have been great. There were moments where I wish Yuya would have added in, and the fight between Juto and Ace in that fist fight they had. I wanted more, but it was rushed, and it was due to time because that match was like close because the episode only had like a minute or two left. And I mean, Yuya must have had a tough time editing this, but oh man, I wish it was an extended edition to this fight because my god, that fist fight was superb. And then round 2 between Kermit the Frog and Kawa, it told a great story. And then to wrap it up in a bow, Kawa thanks him for choosing him to become a Kamen Rider and just overall give him the power to protect world peace. And the way Kermit the Frog went down, he was just laughing, but also was acknowledging him that yes, he is indeed a true Kamen Rider. The way he said, "Well done, Kaneki." I mean, well done, Kawa. Well done, Kaneki. Oh my god. But Kawa Kaneki still exists. But it was a very powerful fight. And of course, I can't knock round 1. However, in round 1, it was more psychological than it was an actual fight in round 2. Because in round 1, it was more of trying to force Kawa into wishing away, his problem, which is saving the hostages before the squids attack them and eat them. But luckily he didn't cave to the temptation, even though if I were Kawa, I would have, if the desperation was an all-time high, then I would have triggered it. But Kawa believed in himself so much that, hey, I've done a lot of bad things. I wish for all the people that have passed away from the DGP games to be brought back. And once I had it, it just blew up in my face. Sarah and my parents just died almost immediately, and all these criminals was brought back, and formed the Rider gang, and I was the leader of it. And I was sad. I turned into emo Kaneki. Evil Kawa Kaneki. I'm not gonna go through that path ever again. And that was powerful. And also his conversation with Daichi. And you can tell that Daichi really wants to change. But he feels that it's already too late for him. But Kawa was telling him, look, it's not too late for you to change. You protected my sister for whatever reason, like selfish or not. You helped me save my sister, and for that I thank you. And I made a promise to Ace that I will protect people's happiness, including yours. You have a right to be happy. And that scene was powerful, and it just tells people who is watching this scene that, hey, anything is possible. If you want to change, go ahead and change. It is not too late, you know? So yeah, let us begin, shall we? I will try my best to keep it short and sweet, but I'm not gonna give you guys any promises. But at least I gave you a brief summary of about the episode itself. So at least I gave you that. So I will begin with, Michinaga, Sarah, and Keiwa. They were having lunch. And this is where Michinaga apologizes to Sarah. And Sarah's like, look, it's okay. You tried to save me. I'm here now. Let's call it even, shall we? So it's her way of telling Michinaga that, hey, I forgive you. It's fine. And then Michinaga shifts the conversation to Ace. And then, as he was talking about Ace with Keiwa and Sarah, the scene changes to Sumari, Win, and Neon. But the conversation continues. She talks about that Ace took her place as the god of creation. He's the one who's taking the burden that was meant for me. However, Win sees it as a bright side, as a win, so to speak, because even though Ace is being quote unquote chained up, which he's not chained up in actual chains, we got Keiwa back. So that's a win for us. And then Sumeri also mentions her evil twin. So she's concerned about her as well. And speaking of the evil twin, the scene changes to Juto and evil twin Sumeri, and of course Kermit the Frog, saying that now is the time for me to take revenge on Keiwa for backstabbing me in the back. And I'm like, Kermit, he did not backstab you in the back. He just saw through your manipulation, and that's it. He was through. He was done playing, being manipulated, but not only him, but also Juto as well. So he does his wish, and evil Sumeri holds his hand, does her magic, and then this is where everything turns bad, turns sour. Because after they were holding hands, you see Michinaga, Win, Neon, all the riders involved got changed into toys. Michinaga got turned into a toy buffalo. Neon into some kind of cat, not a real one, but you guys who've seen the episode knows what I'm talking about by the cat. And then when he turned into an actual pumpkin, not a big size pumpkin, but just a tiny pumpkin. Sumeri was unaffected. It's just the riders got affected, not Sumeri or Ace, because Ace is chained up. The reason being is because Kermit the Frog doesn't want interference from the other riders, so it makes sense. So we move on to back to Michinaga and of course Sarah and Keiwa. They were all in shock because they saw firsthand that Michinaga got turned into a toy buffalo. They didn't know what to do, what's going on, and then of course Kermit the Frog appears out of nowhere, and he's like, the bad end game is about to begin. Hey guys, I'm here. And he decides to shoot the place. And of course, um, before he got a chance to shoot Sarah and Keiwa, guess who steps up? Daichi. How he got there, I don't know. I get the feeling that he was just in the right place at the right time. He tells Kermit that, hey, you can't kill her. You have no idea what I did to save her. You know, it's tiring, so I'm here to protect her. And you see him transform into his Jamoto form, and he fights Kermit the Frog for a bit as Keiwa takes Sarah away from danger. But I feel sorry for Michinaga because as his toy buffalo is lying there. Like, Sarah didn't take the toy with her. Like, man. That sucks. So we move to yes. So Daichi tried his best to keep Kermit the Frog occupied. You see in the scene where he tried to use his tongue against him. However, Kermit saw through that and easily defeats Daichi. And I don't remember, he was about to finish him off, but luckily Keiwa steps in, checks up on him, making sure that he's okay. And then this is where Kermit decides, hey, let's take this to a new stage. So he gets teleported to this secret area with Daichi and Keiwa. All the while, you see poor Ace and Juto, and all that happened in that scene is, hey, give in already. Give in and become our god, and you will be a god without free will and all that stuff. And of course Ace is like, screw you. And then this is where Juto uses his very own vision driver, which, mind you, the vision driver looks pretty badass. And he activates it, and you can hear screaming, and he's just accelerating the transformation. And also I skipped the scene, but I'll just add it in. Like, Juto announces to his VIPs that, hey, rest assured, Ace is gonna be our new god, and you will get your entertainment. So everything is dandy. Everything is according to plan. Good. And the audience was like, okay, great, good. We're waiting for the grand end thing. So I must have skipped that scene, but now I added it in. So we move on. Yes, this is perfect. Daichi wakes up, sees Keiwa, and asks, hey, where the hell are we? And Keiwa doesn't know. It looks like a scene from Saw without the corpses and everything else, but so they're trapped somewhere, and this is where we get this scene, this powerful moving scene. Keiwa asks Daichi, why did you protect my sister? And this is where Daichi responds, and I quote, I started thinking that true happiness may actually lie in a boring life, like the kind you two lead. I hoped that protecting it, I could continue to absorb that extent of that joy of your boring happiness brings. And this is the part where Keiwa was like, so you think my life is boring? Because you threw it multiple times. What the hell are you... The response Keiwa gave to Daichi after the boring response was like priceless. And remember, Daichi ate Sarah's memories, and we get to see, flashbacks of both she and Keiwa doing fun things together. And it's something that Daichi craves for. He wants to be happy. And he believes that he can get it through, leading a boring life, the same one that Keiwa has. And Keiwa, after, the "so you think my life is boring" reaction, Keiwa thanks Daichi for protecting his sister. And Daichi was like, why are you thanking me? I did a lot of bad things, more specifically towards you and your sister, so why are you thanking me? And this is where Keiwa responds with, everybody deserves to be happy, including you, Daichi doesn't see it that way because he mentions that he sold his soul to become a Jimoto, and there's no way for him, a monster, can be happy. And this is where Keiwa ends it before he got interrupted by Kermit the Frog, is that, look, you've done a lot of bad things, I did a lot of bad things, but we both have a chance to start over. I made a promise to Ace that I will protect people's happiness, including yours. You and I have a right to be happy, and we get a chance to start over. As long as you really mean that you want to change, it doesn't matter if you're a Jimoto, it doesn't matter if you're a Dark Rider or anything else. If you have the right mindset that you do indeed want to change in your life, do so. And this is where Daichi really, you can see the wheels turning in his brain, that's saying that maybe he's right, maybe I do have a chance to be happy. And we move to Kermit the Frog, because now he is televising this game of his to the city of Tokyo. And so as he was giving his, announcement to the world, he unlocks the door, and here comes Keiwa and Daichi. And guess what? The way he introduced Keiwa, to me it's just a rub in his face. Because he said, introducing Keiwa, our unemployed 22-year-old kid. And there's more to it than that, but I just wanted to quote that because, my God, I'm sure Keiwa, I wish he would have responded, oh, great, so now he's telling everybody that I'm unemployed. I have Daichi claiming that I live a boring life, and now I have Kermit the Frog, who is telling the world that, hey, I'm unemployed. Oh, yeah. And what makes matters worse is that, I don't know if you've noticed, but Kermit used Keiwa's henshin his poses, as he was talking. And he has 3 hostages chained up on stage. And the main goal of this game is defeat Kermit. You will save the hostages from being eaten by Jimotos. That's pretty much what the game is. So the rules is Keiwa himself needs to save these 3 souls before they get eaten. And so the match between Master and Apprentice, or Kamen Rider versus a sponsor, begins. This is round one. And Kermit was just, you know, trash talking, rubbing it on Keiwa's face that you're not a true Kamen Rider. You were a true Kamen Rider when you were ruling the Rider gang and doing all these things before you decided to jump ship and join Ace's side. If you fail to save these souls, you're no longer a Kamen Rider. You're a nobody. You're a disgrace. He's just bad mouthing Keiwa. And then Keiwa tried to avoid him. He was fighting him, of course, but he was aiming towards, the three hostages. Unfortunately, there was a barrier between them, and that barrier caused him to get shocked. And then, of course, Kermit the Frog finished him off with a couple of shots of his own, and he demorphs. And then this is where the mind games officially starts, because he's beaten, and Kermit decides, hey, you want to save him, right? I will give you this wish card, and you could wish them, being saved. And all the while, you see Juto and Ace watching this, and poor Ace is like yelling and just hoping that Keiwa does not take this bait, because we all know that the situation is dire, and you want these people to be saved, but not in the way that you wanted it to be. Because remember, Keiwa wished for a world where all the dead people can be resurrected again, but it got blown up in his face. It could happen again here if he wishes these three people to be saved. And again, Keiwa is down. Kermit is like waving the card, and he's slowly approaching Keiwa. Write your wish. Go ahead. There's no shame of it. Do it. Just do it. And of course, there's no pen, so I don't know how he's gonna write the wish, even if he wanted to. Like, where's the pen? But Keiwa did the right thing. He just knocked the card away. I wish he could have just spit on the card, but I don't think Keiwa's character will do that. I wish he could have, to have this cool moment, like, screw you. But either way, he just knocks the card away, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to be responsible for taking away other people's happiness just to save these three. I will save them without making this wish. And I want to see if I miss anything before I move on. Yes. So as Keiwa was doing, the noble thing here, Daichi figures it out almost immediately that Kermit is not playing fair. The main goal is to humiliate him in front of the world. And so he has a plan, which happens right now. So Keiwa says, screw you. And Kermit was like, okay, I gave you a chance. You failed. It's time to unleash the Jamotos. And the Jamotos are like running towards the hostages, waiting to get eaten. And then all of a sudden, though, you see chains being cut, but the people are saved. Kermit was confused, like, what the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be eating them. What's going on? Then all of a sudden it's revealed that Daichi has created these Jamotos himself, and that means he can easily control them. So again, Daichi saves the day. He saved Sarah and he saved those 3 hostages. You know? And then, Keiwa stands up and tells everybody, because mind you, it was televised. And I felt when he was telling this to Kermit the Frog, I felt like he was talking more directly towards Daichi than, Kermit the Frog. That's the vibe that I was getting at. But he ends it with this after Daichi rescued those hostages. He says, and I quote, "We are going to protect the world. We. And you don't have to be a writer in order to do so." I felt that message was more directly towards Daichi than anybody else. Of course, everybody else as well, but I felt that message was more directly towards Daichi. And with that being said, he transforms again, and round 2 begins. At the same time, however, just looking at the screen, and just Ace was like, yes, Keiwa did it. And seeing that, and also Daichi being the hero as well, gave him the courage and the strength to break his bonds and just escape. He's no longer in white. He's no longer quote unquote chained up. And Juto was very surprised that he destroyed his shackles. And Juto's like, you know what? That's fine. I'll kill you. And Ace was like, bring it. So you see Juto transform into Kamen Rider Guard, I believe. It's spelled Regad. And I have to say this briefly. The suit looks badass, but at the same time, I wish Toei would have just stop being lazy. Just do a brand new suit, because it's just from the first Vision Rider to the last one, it's just the same thing, with except different colors, different designs and add-ons, and mostly add-ons, and that's it. I'm like, you guys are lazy, are you? You don't want to spend that extra money, or you just lack creativity or something? I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, that suit, even though it looks badass, it's just lazy. It's just lazy. But I don't want to go through another rant. So you have Juto versus Ace, and we move to Keiwa and Kermit the Frog round 2. I'm not going to go into full detail of the match, because it's too much already, and you already seen the episode, so I don't think you need me to go into every detail. However, this match, like I said earlier, told a great story. The suit actors in this scene, they topped it. Kudos to them. I keep saying that the suit actors and their stunts, it's just in a whole another level. They stepped it up, and I see it. I saw it in this scene, and I saw it in Juto versus Ace. Even though it was so short, I saw it, especially that fist fight. And I was so upset because it was so rushed, and I wanted more. But it is what it is. However, I had to give kudos to the suit actor who wore the Kermit the Frog premium suit, because you can tell that he is like doing all these wacky stunts and moves. I'm like, damn, he's good. Nothing to take away from Tycoon's suit actor at all. He's good too, and he I forgot to mention this in the conference video, that the suit actor who bears the title of Tycoon is gonna be Gacha. So congrats for him to, being the lead suit actor for that. So we reach the end of their match. Keiwa takes them outside, and this is where Kermit the Frog was laughing, and then Keiwa was asking, why in the hell are you laughing? And Kermit was like, I'm feeling the vibes from you. I'm feeling the Kamen Rider vibes from you. And Keiwa takes out his Black General booster and says, look, this is my power. I have the right to use it however I please. He uses it, does the Rider kick, while at the same time you have Kermit the Frog unleashing his final attack. Their attacks collided with each other and they both demorphed. However, the victor belonged to Keiwa. And this is where they both have their final say to each other. And, Keiwa said, let me check my notes to make sure. Yes. So, the sponsor, the master, says this, and I quote, a life of a Kamen Rider is not going to be easy. There will be trials up ahead. I hope you are prepared. And Keiwa responds with, I will give you one thanks, which is, thank you for choosing me as a Kamen Rider. Thank you for giving me the power to protect world peace. And this is where Kermit the Frog says, well done, Keiwa, well done. And he collapses with his pose and he disappears. He is officially dead. And then we move quickly to Juto. Well, before that, sorry, I do apologize. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. As he dissolved, evil twin Tsumuri appears, says that his wish is undone, which means Michinaga, Win, and Neon are back to normal again. Now we move on to Juto versus Ace. And like I said earlier, it was disappointing because it was so short. It went by pretty fast due to the time, because it was like the episode was close to ending. I like how Juto used the ninja buckle and just the ninja star. He knocked Ace's sword away and just made Ace, go on a fist fight. And it was great. It was perfect. The disappointing part was that it was, again, too short. I wanted more. But ultimately, Ace, wins with a rider kick. And this is where Juto, before that, Ace says, you have your bad ending, while me and my friends and the people of this world will get their happy ending. And this is where Juto, in his final words, says, my life has no meaning. And then he dissolves. And then he gets absorbed by Zurel. He came back. And we get a revelation that according to him, Juto was not real. He was created by Zurel to be his second in command. Because remember, Zurel was defeated. He couldn't return the way he was before because Ace brutally defeated him. So he decided to create Juto and just do the mission, which he failed. And then Zurel disappears. And this is where we get to see Keiwa saying goodbye to the people that was saved. You see Ace, and Keiwa was like, how are you, like, you're here, like, how exactly? And Ace thanks him, he thanks everybody, because of you guys I had the strength to break my bonds. And Keiwa was like, I didn't do anything. But Ace says, don't sell yourself short, Keiwa. It's fine. You did help me in your own way. And that's what it means to be a Kamen Rider. And they both do the fist thing. And then we get the final scene where Zurel announces to the city of Tokyo that he's gonna do the final game, the final DGP game. And this is where Evil Sumeri gives out boxes to random strangers, which leads Zurel, saying it's time for the final DGP game as he transforms into Omega Guard. The only added change was the eye on the helmet, and that's it. And that's the end. That's the end of the episode, guys. The suits, like I said, they're just lazy. They look badass, but at the same time, it lacks creativity. I don't want to go through another rant, so I will move on from it. Even though the driver itself looks badass, even though the suits are lazy, they look great. The fight between Keiwa and Kermit told a great story. Daichi's redemption is on its way. And Ace versus Juto, I wish it was longer, but it was rushed. Zero is back, and yeah, I mean, that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. But there was missed opportunities. However, the pieces are in place, and 2 episodes left, man. I don't want to see it go. I don't. And it's just, I'm not feeling gotcha. I'm not. But regardless if it's good or bad, I'm going to watch it for you. I'm going to watch it for you, review it for you, and I will try my best to go through it towards the very end, But Geats, oh my god, I don't want to see it go. I don't, but it is what it is. But that's it, guys. That's all I have for you tonight. Please let me know if you like this episode, if you dislike it, and let me know if I miss anything, because even though I have my notes in front of me, I may have missed a couple of things. So please write in the comments below and tell me all about what you like, what you dislike about episode 47. I'm curious. And this episode gives out a very powerful lesson. Is that no matter how many bad things you have done, you can change. You just need to want to change. And we all know what a true Kamen Rider is. Keiwa embodies what a true Kamen Rider is. And Kermit the Frog has a weird sense of what a Kamen Rider is. However, he did help Keiwa to become the writer that he is today, in my opinion. I don't want to say too much because I want to save it for my character analysis for the heroes and the villains, and I don't want to stay here too much because this video is already long, so I will leave it at that for now. Other than that, I thank you guys for listening. Please give a like if you like it. Please subscribe. And I'll see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny.